I saw a Facebook post by a friend in which he discussed his invisible disease and he begged for understanding. He wrote, "Those who've been following me know that I experienced a traumatic brain injury that was compounded by youth contact sports that resulted in traumatic brain injury, which eventually left me unconscious in my office in a pool of blood. My life was altered forever. Treatment helped a little, but there are symptoms that doctors can't help with, and I've become physically unable to hold a full-time job. Being able to work and relying on Social Security to survive is frustrating. I exercise as frequently as possible and always try to be a productive member of society, but I've yet to be successful. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for my body to fail. I pretend to be better than I am until it no longer works, no matter how strong I want to be. Silent and invisible diseases do exist, and it's difficult to explain to healthy people what you're living with." He went on, "I want others to know a nap won't cure me, but it'll help me. I'm not lazy. I take medication and it sometimes makes me sleepy. I'm not angry, but sometimes cranky with pain. I struggle daily with pain, mobility problems, fatigue, and criticism from others. Most frustratingly, people look at me and say, 'It can't be that bad. You look good.' I look good, but it's an invisible disease that affects me physically, mentally, and emotionally. Rare autoimmune diseases can't be seen, but you feel them. They're there, they have a silent attack, and they're extremely painful." This story reminded me of confessions of past romantic partners who verbally shared their severe adverse childhood experiences and then subconsciously demonstrated their resulting high conflict behavior. If you have child custody litigation with a high conflict co-parent, it often leads to parental alienation. The confession went something like this: "I haven't told this to many people, but my childhood was filled with abuse and neglect, which left me feeling hurt, scared, and yearning for real parents, the ones who keep you safe, protect you from harm, and won't violate your ultimate trust. I'm afraid of being hurt again. It's like I built a wall around myself to protect my heart out of sheer necessity. If I'm ever hurt again like when I was younger, I'd never recover, so I beg you, never leave me." I would then do everything I could to be loyal and stay for as long as I can, but then I'm shoved away so hard it felt like I was thrown through a brick wall. According to the High Conflict Institute and other scholars, adverse childhood experiences lead to high conflict behavior. I've personally observed a pattern of behavior from high conflict intimate partners of mood swings from intense romantic intimacy and then a dramatic pullback shortly afterwards. After a beautiful, loving, calm period, there's a swing or adrenaline rush, an emotionally violent argument with veins pulsing in the neck, sweat and shouting with saliva forming in the corner of the mouth. After this self-inflicted, destructive, manufactured argument, my ex would complain that men can't be trusted because they lie, take advantage of you, and will ultimately hurt you because they say they don't care. Of course, even when they do in fact care. The high conflict parent complains, "My children are the only one who love me unconditionally. I give everything to them, and they're the only family I have, the only ones I know who will never hurt me and never leave me." However, it's clear the parent only feels safe if the co-parent doesn't get too close to the children because we're a perceived threat as a loved one or a former loved one. We trigger the symptoms of post-traumatic stress that developed in the victim's childhood and was repeated throughout their life and in their mind is likely to happen again with the children if we, the co-parent, remain in the children's lives. Just like my Facebook friend described, the high conflict ex can look healthy, loving, and beautiful, but has a silent, relationship-killing illness that others just don't understand. My Facebook friend asked for understanding of his invisible disease. He looked normal but couldn't function. He knew to ask because he was painfully aware of the disabling effects of his illness. In contrast, our high conflict exes who likewise suffer from invisible illnesses of post-traumatic stress from adverse childhood experiences don't have such self-awareness. They attribute their fear, rage, destruction, harm, and threat to you as the cause, rather than they themselves. Their unawareness is part of the illness. Recognizing and understanding this invisible illness is a big part of co-parenting with a high-conflict ex. My Facebook friends wants everyone to know that he's not lazy, he's not well, and he wants to be functional. Likewise, our alienating co-parent wants to be a good parent, wants to be healthy, and wants to function in a loving family relationship, but just can't. When you understand and learn from a disabling illness, like high conflict behavior from adverse childhood experiences, it reduces unhelpful emotions like anger, hate, resentment, and vengeance, and promotes positive emotions like patience, understanding, cooperation, and forgiveness, as I learned firsthand. Such a recognition of your ex's hidden illness can enable you to find healthy co-parenting strategies like those taught by the High Conflict Institute. Produced by the Law Center, creator of the Family Court Custody Bootcamp, revolutionizing legal services for self-represented litigants. Click the link in the description portion of this video to learn more about them.